Hi guys, this is Rich with Wild Wonderful Weekends, and today I'm here with model Emily Shilling and photographer James Reeves, and they're going to help me show you guys how you can use a burning length of rope and a slow shutter speed to create a backdrop of fire for your photographs. I'm going to put their information down in the description, and if you have a project you'd like to collab on and you need a model or a photographer, I definitely recommend them. And if you guys have anything you want to say, we'll by all means do, otherwise we'll get started.
Let's get started.
Sounds good. This video is for information purposes only, and trying this technique could result in injury, destruction of property, or death, so do so at your own risk. The required supplies for this type of shoot are camp fuel. Do not use gasoline. That would almost definitely lead to you and your model being seriously injured or killed. I tried using kerosene once in this type of shoot, but it burns really dirty and produces a lot of soot and smoke. Camp fuel is really the only way to go. Next, we need a bucket to pour the camp fuel into, a sturdy tripod, a large bath towel, or better yet, a beach towel, rope, and it's important not to use nylon or plastic rope because it'll melt. I use Blue Hawk sash cord. Next, we'll need a metal rod to attach one end of the rope to. I use a rod that came with a campfire cooking kit, but any metal rod should work so long as it gives adequate distance from the rope and is sturdy enough to support the weight of the rope. Next, a weight to tie to the other end of the rope, and I'm using a large metal socket. You basically just want something that won't burn and is heavy enough to straighten any wrinkles in the rope and give it a little weight at the bottom. We need a lighter and a camera capable of shooting in manual mode. These are the essentials, but a couple more things that make the shoot safer, easier, and lead to better images are a readily accessible water source, at least one assistant, and I can't stress this enough. It might be possible to pull this off without an assistant, but it's going to be much easier and much safer if you have someone to help you with this shoot. A flashlight, and off-camera flash. I'm using an old manual flash diffused with a shoot-through umbrella and triggered by inexpensive Yongnuo radio triggers. Alright, now that we have everything we need, let's talk about setup. Choose a location where there are no lights behind your subject, or they will show through in your picture and ruin the effect. Once you've determined where your subject will be, set up your camera and tripod, and frame your scene. This is important because it will help you choose your rope length and set up the remaining supplies. Pour the camp fuel into the bucket and set it out of frame safely away from equipment, people, and most importantly, anything that could ignite it. Soak your towel in water and place it a few feet out of frame. It's good to have a water source on hand in case you need to re-wet the towel. If you're using off-camera flash, as I'll be in the actual shoot, place it as close to the subject as possible while still keeping it out of frame. To set up your rope, simply tie one end of the rope to the metal rod. Make sure you use enough rope to reach from the ground to well above the subject. Cut the rope and tie the other end to your weight. Now I'll show you a dry run to demonstrate why things are set up the way they are. Place the rope in the bucket with the camp fuel and let it soak for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Be sure the end of the metal rod you'll be holding is sticking out of the bucket. When you pick up the rod with the rope attached, be very careful not to splash or spill any of the fuel. If fuel runs down the metal rod to where you're holding it, it will catch fire when you light it and you will get burned. Carefully walk out of camera frame and a few feet behind your subject. Light the rope near the bottom and have your assistant open the camera shutter as soon as the entire length of rope is on fire. Walk behind the subject, taking care not to get the rope too close to them or yourself. Slightly move the rope back and forth as you walk. This makes the fire look more natural. When you reach the towel, carefully place the rope onto it and fold the towel over the rope to extinguish it. Once you're absolutely certain the fire is out, you can remove the rope from the towel and begin soaking it in the fuel again for another shot. There is a risk of reignition here, so be very careful. Okay, now we're ready to do it for real. Have your model get into place and set your camera's focus. It's helpful to have a continuous light source for this. Once your camera's focus is set on your subject, switch it to manual focus so it doesn't hunt for focus in the dark. I'll put my camera settings in the description. Next, kill any continuous light sources. Light the rope and have your assistant open the shutter of the camera and your model hit and hold their pose. Once the rope is fully lit, slowly walk behind your subject from one edge of the frame all the way across through the other. You can see the flash fire just as the shutter is closing. Once the shutter is closed, the model can relax and you can extinguish the rope. Now's the time to check your results in camera, make any adjustments if necessary, and reset for the next shot. Here's the same process from a different point of view. And here are some of the results from this shoot. Emily did an absolute stellar job of holding her poses, and the images turned out great. Before editing in Lightroom, the raw images look like this. I'm going to do another video in a couple of weeks on how to edit this type of image, and I'll also make my presets available in that video, so don't forget to like and subscribe. And I want to thank Emily and James again for all their help. Don't forget to check them out. Thanks for watching, and take care.